Out there, everybody. David Cravens from the Relentless Hope Podcast. We're back here again for another edition. I made a rap song there. I got to be on my high behavior because I got a man with a plan, and we got security in here because it's that serious today. Bob's working security, and he brought two friends. But over to my left over here, I got my beautiful savage wife. But before that, you know I am
Christian.
Hit the button, Christian.
Oh.
Straight out of the trailer. That's all right. We did good. We're good. We're good.
I'm not going to point out.
Hey, my boy Christian is on the buttons. And also, I got my beautiful savage wife, the other button, Christian. Yeah. There she is.
Thank you.
All right. Over here to the right, I got my buddy Christian Jones. He's from Dunkin's Diamonds in the Gulf Coast Town Center. He reached out to us because our company, A1 Billiards, yes, we do work. We do other stuff besides buy tennis shoes and film podcasts and go to the gym. We do own two pool table companies, A1 Billiards and Mr. Slates. Christian is taking these events to the next level.
Yeah, he is.
He called and just kind of started asking some questions. We started talking, got a good rapport. And so we're going to be setting up a pool table there for him, doing some customization for the logo on there. And so we want to welcome him. What's up, Christian?
How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for weathering the traffic, getting down here to the live this morning.
Absolutely.
We thank Tim Drett and the 239 Live and everybody for had Christian on this morning talking about what's going on. So we wanted to hop on here real quick while we were down here and tell a little bit about you and what you do. Obviously, you know, that watch you got sitting right there. Only a kid from the trailer park could dream about having a watch like this. And so if you're out there and you collect jewelry, you're looking to take your watch piece up to a higher end, or you want to get your wife something for Mother's Day and your mom something, this is going to be the event. The link will be below in the description. You'll also see reels all over our social media because I want to see, you know, a lot of times they do the bridal things at Dunkin's Diamonds, which is awesome. Yeah. I mean, you always hear about it. Absolutely. And, you know, I mean, I love the commercials. I go to hockey games. You always see them there, you know, doing the Swampies out there. Yeah. We're hardcore Everblade fans, big time, bro. Like, we Everblade it out when we go. So every time we see it. And they're just kind of a pillar in our community. When I think jewelry, you know what I mean? I always think Dunkin's Diamond. So, I mean, I do, don't
That's
you,
the
baby?
One to go to, yeah.
And she thinks about jewelry a lot.
I like it.
Yeah, likes it, you know. And so, but what I wanted to do more to get you on the podcast, we got the commercials, we're doing that. Tell us a little bit about you, how you ended up in Florida, how you ended up where you are, a little bit of your background, and go. You know, tell us about it.
Yeah. So I'm from Louisiana.
Right.
Grew up there my whole life. Started in the jewelry business probably about 5.5 years ago. Kind of just fell into it. I actually applied at a jewelry store and called them every day for 2 weeks until they gave me an interview.
Wow.
Got the job, and I kind of just fell in love. You know, everything about it. I never really knew. I knew I wanted to do sales, just didn't know what route to go.
Right.
And when I got the jewelry job, it just everything seemed to kind of fall in place. Obviously, it's Southwest Florida, so there's no better jewelry industry than here.
Where you want to be at, right?
Got the opportunity to move out here about 3.5 years ago and found Dunkin's, and I mean, they've treated me like family. So
That's awesome.
It's been a really good experience.
Yeah, man.
And it's only the beginning.
Yeah, you're just getting started. Well, you're a good-looking guy, good, well-spoken. Can tell you're good at sales, you know. So I know you got a girlfriend. She's one lucky lady. Not only does she got a good-looking guy, he works at Dunkin's Diamonds.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Oh no, I spoil it from time to time. You know,
I know.
I have
know.
to keep the limitations.
So how old are you, Christian?
I'm 25.
Man,
25.
bro.
He could be one of our kids.
Yeah, he could be one of my kids. I got 2 kids older than you, 3 kids older than you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Good looking 51. But you know, I think about it, and just to give you kudos, I don't know you. I don't know your background. I don't know your parents. I don't know anything. But to be 25 and know when I talk to you and when I meet you, to how much you got on the ball of having it all together,
so professional,
always makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I see kids, man, nowadays that are, you know, like our son, you know, just bought his first house. You know what I mean? And you know, see my daughter who's in real estate, and you know what I mean, and hard worker, and then
great mom.
And then seeing our other daughter Adriana, who's a nurse, and then you know, seeing, you know, my daughter Nevaeh getting so many raises, and she's the youngest person that works there, and she's in sales and being the top sales girl at the mall,
yeah.
at the customization shop she works at. It makes me proud of them. My son Jackson and Elijah, everybody's hard workers in our family, you know, and I was raised hard work, but I didn't always make the good decisions. So to see you at 25 and to think of where I was at 25, that's two different worlds, man. So I just wanted to say, man, you know, I'm proud of you. Not that you know me, it matters, but I can see, you know, you're a dude that I'm gonna try to hang around because I'm gonna be like, I better follow Christian because he's gonna have all the good watches.
He's got the Rolex,
and he's making moves. But so tell us a little bit about like what's some hobbies you like to do. What do you like? What does Christian do on his day off from sales?
Well, it used to be basketball. I played basketball in college.
Really, our son played basketball.
Where?
For
He played Essex.
Yeah. Okay. I played in Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Played for a community college. I was supposed to, you know, play for a Division I, small Division I. It didn't work out, but played that. So I played basketball for a very, very long time.
That's awesome.
Then I destroyed my back. So now it's golf.
Now it's golf. Well, hey.
So now I golf pretty much every day that I'm off when I can. I just like to get outside and do something.
Yes.
Well, that's cool, man. And so what's an average day at Dunkin's Diamonds? Okay, so, before we go there, let's do this because you shared it on the live.
Yeah.
The most expensive piece of jewelry that you sold?
Most expensive piece was a ring. She called it a fashion ring. It was more of an engagement ring in my opinion, but it was $250,000.
Dang.
Yeah.
$250,000.
I would love to see.
It was beautiful.
Like.
It was beautiful.
Trailers.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't live in a trailer anymore. I live in a nice home. But in this place, it looks like a trailer right now.
Okay, so Christian, do you get commission on
We
each
do not
sale?
actually,
You
which
don't?
you know, I think everybody asks that for the most part.
It's a good
you know,
question, baby.
I know.
A beautiful savage. Good question.
And I kind of like the fact that we don't because I like to implement teamwork.
Yes.
I think as a company we do too. I've always grown up in the teamwork background, you know, playing
Absolutely.
sports and things like
Yeah,
that.
so
It comes a little easier.
In your
Yeah.
DNA.
And I don't like seeing people, you know, jump all over. And a lot of people, especially in retail,
Cutthroat.
Oh, yeah.
there's people that walk into the door, you know, everybody's scared, myself included. You know, when I walk into a sales store, a retail store, I'm like terrified that somebody's going to come at me.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't get that environment with Dunkin's, which I
Yeah.
love because we're not on commission. So
Yeah.
we're there to help. You know, if I can't do something that somebody else can, I'm going to pull them in and say, hey, I need your help. You know,
Teamwork.
I think it's better for the client. It makes everybody feel more at home, you know, at ease because especially with jewelry, it's high-end timepieces and rings and fashion jewelry. It's expensive, you know, so when you're dealing with that level of merchandise, you don't want to feel like you're
pressured
Exactly.
the whole time you're in there. And
you
can see people, and I love it. You can see people when they walk in the door and they're pressured right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right.
And then as we start to talk to them,
You see
can
the, you see
they
it,
relax.
you see them getting comfortable, right? Yeah.
And that might be the drinks too, because we offer drinks.
But
But
hey,
That always helps.
whatever it takes. I'm just kidding.
No,
But,
I love
well, that's
that.
cool, and that's true because when you go, it's like a car lot. You know what I mean?
exactly
like
right.
when you roll in a car lot, dude. You know, I used to go to car lot like after hours to look at cars because we all know the stigmatisms that the car lot do. Everybody's bombarding you. You're like, but I believe, like you said, when you're going in and you're making a high end purchase of that sort of something that a lot of people have saved up their whole life
Exactly.
to get,
Yeah.
or they that special someone
Mm-hmm.
they want to get them that. You want to know that you got somebody working with you that just really wants you to be happy when you leave.
Yes.
Not that, hey, you
This
would
is
be
my
more
paycheck.
happy with this, but I'm gonna make more money if you get this.
Exactly.
Then they're
Yes.
not getting the full satisfaction of the purchase
Well,
and of
yeah.
the
Yeah.
experience.
And then there's no motive behind the salesperson, you know, like, hey, I got to push this high-end piece of jewelry, right? Because I'm getting more commission on it. We're just here to help you.
Yeah.
So how can we make this a
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
enjoyable experience for you?
What I think a lot of people don't consider too, and I could be biased because I'm in the industry.
Yeah.
I really believe that jewelry is the most emotional, like
Ooh.
storefront, you know, sales environment that there is because
Absolutely.
you really don't know why somebody's coming in. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of times you get somebody that comes in the door and they're like, you know, I want to get this piece of jewelry
Right.
fixed. It was
Right.
my mother's who just passed, or
Right.
whatever the case may be. You know, there's a lot of that going on. You have no idea. It could be a cheap piece of jewelry,
Right,
Yeah.
but you have no idea what it means to
What
them.
it
The
means.
It could be
sentimental
a-
value.
It's exactly. There's so much, you know, sentimental things when it comes to jewelry that people don't put
Absolutely.
into
Don't get it.
play. You know,
Yeah.
and I like to, you know, whether it's we're checking in a repair for $100 or we're selling $100,000 piece, you got to give everybody the same time of day and
that's good.
sit down with them
Same
and
treatment.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You know,
That's
so
good, man.
I I take a lot of pride in trying to implement that day to day. Obviously, sometimes you get caught up in it, but
Everybody does.
it's important.
I mean, there's nothing like
that.
a good high of a good sell.
It's exactly
Either.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
So, because if not, then you'll be like, well, buy something.
Yes.
So you've got to have that,
Passion.
like I'm an intense dude too, man. Like if somebody can carry one pool table, I can take it to the third story.
Yep.
Like I want to be, but at the same time, I got no problem taking my time extra if it makes that person happy to do right. But you got to have, like we were talking earlier.
Yep.
Your life will go whatever the way your most dominant thought goes, right? If you think, man, I'm not going to sell nothing, you probably not going to sell nothing that day.
Yep.
But if you're on 75, blasting, and you're ready. Let me see you dance, smile for me, baby. Right? Like so. Then you roll in. You got to have that on edge too, because obviously selling jewelry is what pays the bills.
Right.
And go on that.
Yep.
But that's the thing of knowing when the customer's first. And I believe with that attitude, everybody wins all the way around.
Absolutely.
They're going to get what they want. You're going to get what you want, and they're going to leave satisfied to come back and get more because you're making clients to come back and buy more jewelry.
Yes.
You don't want them to buy one piece. You want them to come back when they're.
That's exactly right.
And then when their daughter's you want them to come back, and then when their son-in-law is looking, you're gonna be like, hey, go see Christian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whatever. So
because you're building relationships.
Yeah. So let's talk about this watch right here a little bit.
All
All
right.
right. So
Let's
the
talk
event's
about
coming up, and this is going to be a rush release podcast. So this will be up, probably by the end of the day. So you know what I mean. We're going to try to get it up, and get it out. But tell what that watch is right there, sitting on this table.
So this is a Daytona. They call it the Panda. It is all stainless steel, ceramic bezel. Obviously sapphire crystal, which is what Rolex uses for any of their watches now. It is right now one of the hardest Rolexes to get.
See that?
Why?
On the
Why is
Relentless
that?
Hope
'Cause
Podcast with security.
Yeah, with
My boy
with
Christian's
Bob.
got security, so don't come down here and try, and I'll smack you. Don't come down here and try to get it straight.
I'll
But no, really though.
So it is, Daytonas in general are hard to get. Right now, though, if you go to an authorized Rolex dealer, which we are not, we're what they consider the gray market, which is basically just pre-owned.
Yeah, right.
If you go to an authorized dealer, they're going to say, oh, well, we'll put you on a list. We'll call you in 6 months. I know people that have been on that list for 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that's
this
just to
watch,
tell you what you want to hear.
That's exactly. And this watch in particular is about an 8 to 10 year waiting list.
Wow.
You will wait about 10 years. So, obviously there is a premium on this watch. You're not going to pay retail price.
No.
You're going to pay more, but would you rather have it now or in 10 years?
Is what it is.
Later.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So, and a lot of the Rolexes are like that. I think during COVID, they went through a time period where they couldn't produce the amount of watches that they were
Yeah, I get that.
needing.
Right.
So that obviously had them take a fall, but it also was like the smartest marketing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Rolex
Genius.
has so many people lined up ready to buy their watch. It's the most desirable watch in the world.
It is.
It's
it
crazy.
is.
Who you say watch? There are going to be two watches people know. Casio.
Yeah.
Right? All the cheap watch, right? Everybody will know what a Casio, and everybody will know what a Rolex is. You know what I mean? It just is. It's kind of like Lamborghini and Chevy. You know what I mean? Like you know the top. So man, we just thank you for coming here, for bringing that.
Yes, Christian.
Got to be the most money that's came to the Relentless Hope podcast. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But really though, get out there. The event's this Saturday at the Gulf Coast Town Center, Dunkin's Diamonds. Christian's going to be there. John and I got a reason to dress up. You know what I mean? Christian going to be crazy. He ain't gonna know nobody when he sees me walk in there. I'll be like, whoa. That gives us a reason to dress up and go do something. And, take your girl out, get something to eat, and come by and see him. And,
and come see this pool
check
table.
it out. And then we're going to have the pool table in.
That's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, it's going to have a custom logo on there. So we're excited, you know what I mean, to do it. Yeah. So we're out of here. Christian, anything you want to say to the people?
No. Just look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's going to be
It'll be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a cool event.
It's the first time we've ever done it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
So was this your idea, Christian?
You know what? I'm not going to take all the credit. Yes, it was my original idea.
Yes.
But I couldn't have done it without everybody else,
Right,
pitching in their ideas and making it.
I love
a
that
full
though.
thing.
I
So,
love that.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Dope.
All right, guys, we're out of here. We thank our guest, Christian, Dunkin's Diamonds and Estero at the Gulf Coast Town Center. You better be there. Links below. And if you don't get to make it and you watch this at a later date, links below are going to be the address, website, Christian social, we'll put on there. And if you're looking, maybe you're trying to take that step, you know, we're all about making marriage great on the Relentless Hope podcast. He's the guy to go see.
Yes, sir.
You know, your girl will thank you and you'll thank her too. You know what I mean? We're out of here.
That was good.
You did good, bro.
Thank you.
You're well spoken.